Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss about properties of derived set. Okay, so theorems on the derived set, so that is you can call this as results on the derived set. Okay, first theorem, that is the first property, let x comma t be a topological space and a and b any two subsets of x. Okay, here a and b are the two subsets of x. Then the first property is, if, that is if a is subset of b, then derived set of a is subset of derived set of b. And the second one is, derived set of a intersection b is subset of derived set of a intersection derived set of b. Okay, proof, let x belongs to derived set of a. So we prove first one. Okay, let x belongs to derived set of a, that is x be limit point. Okay, limit point of a, then by definition we can write it as, then by definition of limit point, we have, there exists an open set G containing x such that G minus this x intersection with a is not equals to null set. Okay, so this is by the definition of limit point. So since given that a is subset of b, so here given that a is subset of b, so therefore we can replace this a. So that means all the elements of a contained in b, so therefore we can write it as, this can be written as G minus x intersection with b is not equals to null set. So then it means that again by the definition, so it implies that x is limit point of b. Okay, so since x also belongs to this b, because all the elements of a contained in x, so you can write here, since a is subset of b, so this x also exists in b, therefore we can say that by the definition of limit point, this x is a limit point of b. So it implies that this x belongs to derived set of b. So therefore we have started this by x belongs to derived set of a, then we proved that x also belongs to derived set of b. So therefore we can say that this d of a is subset of d of b, that is derived set of b. So that is x belongs to d of a implies that x belongs to derived set of b. So therefore we can say that derived set of a is subset of derived set of b. This is the proof. Therefore if a is subset of b, it implies that the derived set of a is subset of derived set of b. Okay, so this is the important result. Now we prove second condition by using the first one. So second one, since we know that a intersection b is subset of a, okay, so it implies that by applying this property, so we can say that derived set of a intersection b is subset of derived set of a. Consider this as equation 1. And also a intersection b is subset of b. It implies that by applying first property, we get derived set of a intersection b is subset of derived set of B. This is by property 1. Okay. Consider this as equation 2. Now from 1 and 2, this derived set of A intersection B is subset of A and derived set of A and is subset of derived set of B. Therefore, we can say that derived set of A intersection B is the subset of derived set of A intersection derived set of B, because this is subset of both derived set of A and derived set of B. So therefore, we can say that derived set of A intersection B is always subset of derived set of A intersection derived set of B. Okay. Now second property, again let X comma T be a topological space and A and B are any subsets of X, then derived set of A union B is equals to. So here we have equals to, but here it is subset. Okay, for intersection we have subset, for union we have derived set of A union B is equals to derived set of A union derived set of B. Okay, this is very important property. Okay, as for your exam. Also it is sometime may be denoted by A union B whole dash is equals to A dash union B dash. Okay, so as we denote by the De Morgan's law, it is also denoted by in the some cases. Okay, in the some textbook it is denoted by A union B whole dash is equals to A dash union B dash. Okay, or it is also denoted by A union B power D is equals to A power D union B power D. So all these all are same. Okay, so to prove this any two sets are equal, we have to show that, for example, if A is equals to B, it implies that A is subset of B and B is subset of A. So double implication. Okay, so A is equals to B, that is two sets are equal if and only if A is subset of B and B is subset of A. So in order to show this one, we have to show that D of A union B is subset of D of A, that is derived set of A union derived set of B. So similarly, we have to show that derived set of A union derived set of B is subset of derived set of A union B. We prove one by one using the first condition. Okay, proof. Since A is subset of A union B and B is subset of A union B, it implies that applying the first property, we can write it as derived set of A is subset of derived set of A union B. So this is by the first property, and again same applying the first property, derived set of B is subset of derived set of A union B. So this is by property 1. Okay, that is, or you can call theorem 1. Okay, so we can say that therefore derived set of A union derived set of B is subset of derived set of A union B. Okay, so consider this as equation 1. Now we prove the second one. So we have to show that derived set of A union B is the subset of derived set of A union derived set of B. Okay, so next, to show derived set of A union B is subset of derived set of A union derived set of B. For this we go for reverse, that is we show that X does not belongs to derived set of A union derived set of B. It implies that X does not belongs to this derived set of A union B. So instead of showing that any element X belongs to this set, okay, it implies that this X belongs to this set. Okay, so we go for reverse case, reverse. Okay, so that is we consider we consider x does not belongs to this, x does not belongs to d of a union d of b. It implies that x does not belongs to d of a union b. Then we say that this d of a union b is the subset of derived set of a union derived set of b. Okay, we go for reverse. Okay, let an element x does not belongs to derived set of a union derived set of b. It implies that x does not belongs to derived set of a and x does not belongs to derived set of b. So that is x is neither a limit point of a or nor a limit point of b. Okay, so since this x does not belongs to derived set of a union derived set of b, it is not a limit point of a or it's nor a limit point of b. So that is, so by the definition of limit point, that is there exists an open set G1 for the set A minus x intersection with A is equals to, we get null set, because this is not a limit point. It is not a limit point implies that we are getting empty set. Okay, and same if I apply for the B. Okay, so there exists another open set G2 minus this x intersection with b is equals to null set. Okay, so this is for some open set G1 containing a G1 containing x and G2 same containing point x. Okay, now thus we can say that now as this G1 and G2 are open sets. Okay, this G1 and G2 are open set, their intersection will be open. Okay, so their intersection is, again we consider another set which is open set. Okay, so therefore G1 intersection G2 is an open set containing x but not containing any other point of A union B, because you can observe that, so these two are the open sets containing x but not contains any other point of this A or this B. So therefore we can say that this is a open set, that is if I consider intersection of these two, that is here we have intersection, so intersection of G1 and G2 is again an open set. It is an open set contains the point x but not contains any other point of A union B, because if I consider A union B, because this point x, there we have, here we have null set. Okay, so therefore if I consider intersection with this G, that is G1 intersection with G2, so that is G1 intersection G2 minus x. If I remove this x, then their intersection with A union B, we get null set, because there is no common point in this A with this and this G2 minus x with B. Okay, so therefore we can say that G1 intersection G2 minus x intersection with A union B, we get null set. Okay, there is exists no point. Okay, so it implies that X is not a limit point of A union B. So it is not a limit point of A union B. It means that this X does not belongs to derived set of A union B. Okay, so when it is not a limit point, then it does not belong to the set of derived set. Okay, so therefore we can say that, so here we have started from this X does not belongs to A derived set of A union derived set of B, and we have proved that X does not belongs to derived set of A union B. So that is, if X does not belongs to derived set of A union derived set of B, it implies that it does not belongs to derived set of A union B. So therefore we can say that this derived set of A union B is subset of A union derived set of B. So this is, consider this as equation 2. So now from 1 and 2 we can say that derived set of A union B is equals to derived set of A union derived set of B. Okay, hence the proof. Next theorem, let X be a topological space and let A be any subset of X, then A union derived set of A is closed set. Okay, we have to show that this is closed. For that we have to show that its complement is open. Okay, proof: to show A union D, that is derived set of A, is closed, we shall show that its complement is open. Okay, now let an element X belongs to this complement, that is A union D of A complement. Okay, complement of A union D of A. It implies that X belongs to A complement and X belongs to derived set of A. Okay, so this is because, see here, if I apply De Morgan's law here, X belongs to, so this A union, that is A union B complement is equals to A complement intersection B complement. Okay, so this is by De Morgan's law. Okay, by De Morgan's law, so we get X belongs to A complement intersection D complement. So therefore we can say that X belongs to A complement and X belongs to derived set of A complement. Okay, so since X belongs to A complement, it definitely implies that X does not belongs to A, because A complement is nothing but X minus A. This is the A complement. Since it belongs to A complement, any element belongs to A complement definitely does not belongs to A, because we remove those elements from the given set. Okay, therefore this X does not belongs to A, and again X does not belongs to derived set of A. So that means, since X does not belongs to A, and it implies that X is not a limit point of A, because X does not belongs to derived set, means this X is not a limit point of A, such that there exists, okay, there exists an open set G containing X but not containing or but contains no point of A. So okay, because x does not belongs to A and this x does not belongs to derived set, it means that x is not a limit point of A. So by these two we can say that there exists an open set G containing x but not contains but contains no point of A. Why this no point of A? Because x does not belongs to A, because this x belongs to this complement. Okay, so therefore we can say that x belongs to open set G which is a subset of A complement. Why A complement? Because this x belongs to the A complement. Okay, consider this as equation 1. Again by this same, since G is such an open set containing containing no point of A, because this x belongs to G is a subset of A complement. So therefore this G is an open set containing no point of A, because it is a subset of A complement. It contains all the elements of A complement, therefore it does not contains any element of A. Okay, therefore G is an open set which containing no point of A. It implies that x belongs to G. It is a subset of, because it contains no point of A, it cannot be limit point, it does not contains limit point. Okay, so therefore x belongs to G. So here only we can write, so therefore no point of G are limit points. Okay, that is x belongs to G is a subset of derived set of A complement. Because G does not contains any element of A, definitely it does not contains limit points of A. Okay, no point of G are limit points of A. So therefore this G is subset of complement of derived set of A. Okay, so therefore consider this as equation 2. Therefore from 1 and 2 we can say that as, so here x is a subset of, this G is a subset of A complement, G is subset of derived set of A complement. So therefore we can say that this G is a subset of A complement intersection D of A complement. Okay, so that is this x belongs to. Now by applying De Morgan's law we can write it as x belongs to G is a subset of A union derived set of A whole complement, because by De Morgan's law we have A dash intersection B dash equals to A union B whole dash. Okay, so therefore, so since G is a open set, it is a subset of this A union D A complement, therefore we can say that this A union D of A is, that is its complement is a neighborhood of A. Okay, so not A, neighborhood of X. Now since X is arbitrary, since this X is arbitrary, we can say that A union B derived set of, A union derived set of A complement is neighborhood of each of its points. Okay, so since this is the neighborhood of each of its points, by the theorem, that is properties of neighborhood, we have this A union D of A is open set. Okay, because if any set is a neighborhood of each of its points, then we can say that that set is a open set. Therefore by the properties of neighborhood we can say that this is open. Therefore since complement of this A union D of A is open, so therefore we can say that its complement. Okay, so that is complement of this complement is nothing but A union D of A is closed. Okay, hence the proof. So remaining 3 or 4 properties we learn, that is we prove in the next part of this video. Okay.